Hello, Commanders fans. Today we have some hot news that you can't miss. So get ready because there's a lot of important information coming. Before we start, we'd like to take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and stay up to date with all the news about our Washington Commanders. Don't forget to leave a like, which really strengthens our community and helps bring this content to the most passionate fans of the team. Now, without further ado, let's get straight to today's news. The Washington Commanders received a potential new offensive weapon in the latest offseason simulation with the addition of Ohio State wide receiver Emeka Egbuka. The Washington Commanders offense, led by talented quarterback Jayden Daniels, was one of the standouts of the 2024 NFL season. With Terry McLaurin as their top target, the team managed to rank among the best in terms of offensive production. McLaurin, with his route-running ability and explosiveness, often unbalanced opposing defenses, but it was clear that more options were needed to complement the passing game. The lack of a reliable second receiver behind McLaurin was felt at crucial moments, especially in the playoffs, when double-checking McLaurin limited the offense. This offseason, the Commanders are looking for exactly that missing piece to add even more dynamism to Dan Quinn's offensive scheme. Picking late in the first round of the draft thanks to a solid 2024 campaign that took the team within striking distance of the Super Bowl, Washington has the opportunity to carefully evaluate its options. According to a recent analysis by Pro Football Network, Emeka Egbuka emerges as a promising choice to bolster the receiving core. Jayden Daniels, Dan Quinn, and the entire Commanders organization have exceeded expectations in impressive fashion in 2024, notes PFN. While they fell one game short of the Super Bowl, a few strategic additions this offseason could be key to overcoming that barrier. Emeka Egbuka is a sturdy, reliable receiver known for his sure hands and quick lateral movements, whether as a route runner or a ball carrier. Don't be fooled by the hype surrounding his Ohio State teammates. Egbuka's tape demonstrates the makings of a future starting wide receiver in the NFL. In 2024, Egbuka racked up an impressive 10 touchdowns and 947 yards on 75 receptions, numbers that highlight his potential to have an immediate impact on the league. His ability to find space in opposing defenses and make contested catches make him an ideal candidate to take over as the number 2 receiver or even compete for the starting job in Washington. In addition, one of the most valued traits by coaches is Egbuka's willingness to block in the run game, a crucial element in opening up space and contributing to a more balanced attack. Technically sound in route running, Egbuka has a promising connection with Jayden Daniels, which could accelerate his adaptation to the Commanders' offense as early as the start of the 2025 season. With a strong foundation built in 2024, the Commanders look to consolidate and expand their success, and adding another weapon for Jayden Daniels to work alongside Terry McLaurin is an essential step. Emeka Egbuka is expected to not only complement the receiving core, but also bring versatility and a constant threat to opposing defenses. Stay tuned, Commanders fans, because next season promises to be even more exciting with the new additions to the roster. Josh Harris gives a short and direct answer about whether the Commanders' name will remain. The Washington Commanders entered last season with renewed hope and a fan base eager for significant changes on and off the field. Despite the challenges they faced throughout the year, many fans dreamed of the possibility of seeing the team compete in the Super Bowl. However, with the season coming to a close, speculation about the future of the franchise has once again gained momentum. In addition to the traditional traditions of free agency and off-season moves, one of the topics that has once again caught the eye has been the team's identity. Many fans and analysts have questioned whether Washington could undergo another name change and even uniform redesigns to strengthen the connection to its rich history. During a press conference in Ashburn, Virginia on Monday, managing partner Josh Harris was asked directly about the possibility of the Commanders' name being changed in the future. His answer was short but definitive. Yes, Harris responded when asked by Stephen Wino of the Associated Press if the name would remain. The franchise owner added, "I think it's being embraced by our team, by our culture, by our coaching staff." Further cementing his position and clearing up any speculation, he concluded, "We're going with it." Despite Harris's firm response, it's likely that some fans are still holding out hope that changes could happen in the future. At the moment, however, any major changes seem unlikely. The most that can be expected are tweaks to the uniforms, as Harris also stated that he wants to create a stronger connection between the franchise's past and its future. Should the Washington Commanders trade Myles Garrett? The Washington Commanders have entered the season with a strong desire to regain their position in the NFL after a year of ups and downs. While the team has shown promising signs of growth, especially after a trip to the NFC Championship game, there is a growing feeling within the organization that they are just one or two players away from making a significant transformation, rumored to be a real Super Bowl contender. To achieve that goal, they will need to add top-notch talent to the team, and Myles Garrett, the Cleveland Browns' exceptional defensive back, may be exactly the type of player who could take the franchise to the next level. Garrett, who has been one of the most dominant defenders in the league, recently filed a trade request with the Cleveland Browns, seeking another opportunity to compete for a title. This has not only increased the buzz among NFL fans, but has also caused many to begin speculating about the player's future and which teams might be interested in acquiring his services. And the Washington Commanders, with their ambitions to shore up defense, would undoubtedly be one of the most obvious candidates to consider in a trade. In a statement shared with NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, Garrett expressed his desire to win a Super Bowl, saying, "As a kid dreaming about the NFL, all I could focus on was the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl, and that goal fuels me more than ever today. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton, it was always to compete and win a Super Bowl." This statement clearly shows Garrett's motivation and urgency for him to find a new home to finally achieve what is considered the pinnacle of the sport, a Super Bowl championship. Garrett is one of the most respected players in the league, with 6 Pro Bowl selections and 4 All-Pro nods, further elevating his status as one of the NFL's top defenders. However, his trade will not come cheap, and the Commanders will have to be prepared to pay a hefty price to acquire him. This deal could include high-value draft picks, impact players, or a combination of both. But if Washington believes Garrett is the missing piece to complete its defense and make the leap to become a consistent title contender, the cost could be justified. However, trading for the Cleveland Browns would not be an easy task. According to CBS' Jonathan Jones, sources within the organization indicate that the Browns are not considering offers for him. This means that despite Garrett's desire to be traded, Cleveland may be reluctant to release its star player, who remains a vital part of its defense. As with all offseason moves, the Garrett situation could be resolved quickly, with negotiations taking place shortly after the trade deadline, or it could drag on until later in the 2025 season. For the Washington Commanders, who are at a critical point in their tenure, this trade has the potential to change the course of the franchise for years to come. Until a decision is made or new information comes to light, Commanders fans should keep their eyes peeled, hoping that their team will seize the opportunity to bolster its defense with one of the league's top talents. If the Washington Commanders are able to negotiate with the Browns and add Myles Garrett to their defense, it could be the move that finally transforms the franchise into a true Super Bowl contender. However, while that possibility may not come to fruition, the future of the team and Garrett's negotiations continue to be a hot topic within the NFL.